when BPD rage comes out, it really feels bigger, more explosive, and more intense than other types of anger. And there are reasons for that. It's not just that the person's like a bad person or anything like that, but it's just, like biologically, anger in borderline personality disorder is different than other types of anger or other expressions and experiences of it. So think of it like this. It's like a cascade of emotions. So with borderline personality disorder, you have people with BPD tend to be really easily triggered by social issues like feeling betrayed, feeling rejected, disappointed. So they're reading people a lot more negatively than other people. And then they react to it more quickly and more intensely. So they're more easily triggered. So the onset of the anger is more easy, they're quick to anger. And then when the anger comes, they have a harder time regulating it. They have a harder time calming down. And then after that event, they remember the negative parts more vividly than other people. And sometimes they even get a little bit more stuck in their narrative of what happened. So it comes on more easily and stronger. When it comes, is like it can't stop, and then it really sticks around. So this is why BPD rage feels so. So to break all that down a little bit more, the triggers, how BPD rage is triggered. People with BPD, it's really interesting. A lot of my graduate work was on this. I was so fascinated by that because I was so fascinated by like how can two people in a relationship see the event so differently, right? Like for me, just getting up and teaching at the board, the other person in that room, in that DPT class, saw me as being like cold, harmful, unemotional. Like I really hurt her, but I didn't see that at all. So it was just fascinating to think about like how do we understand social interactions, right? She can't read sorry, pineapple. That person couldn't read my mind in that moment, but they were making assumptions, right? So there's a lot of the research shows that people with BPD read negative emotions in faces a lot quicker, a lot easier. And don't, even if they don't pick up on the negative expressions that quickly, what is really common in BPD is called hyper-mentalizing. So that means if they're watching or trying to interpret a social interaction, they'll put a lot more thoughts on it. They'll really go in depth and put a lot of assumptions and make just really think about it a lot in a really negative way. So they'll make a lot of stories, a lot of negative stories out of what happens in social situations or relationships. So their minds are going nuts, right? And in particular, what really triggers rage is um, feeling disappointed in someone else, feeling betrayed or let down. So I know that abandonment, like fear of abandonment, is a big deal in BPD. They're really afraid of someone leaving them or they're afraid of someone rejecting them. There's a lot of shame. And it's really like this trigger of shame that's really intense in borderline personality disorder. But it's interesting, the particular situation where they feel disappointed in someone really triggers a lot of anger and BPD and pineapple. And the research shows that people with BPD will read neutral interactions as, or just like, day to day interactions as more like betrayal, humiliation, or rejection than other people do. So they really are reading this like shaming and humiliation into what people are doing.